Unfortunately, Ford has had a pretty tough couple of months. F-150 Lightning battery fires, they pause production. Right when they restart production, we get the Mustang Mach-E catching fire for some kind of mysterious reason. Hello my friends, welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Sam Evans, great to see you. Big shout out to our Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Really, honestly, we probably wouldn't be here without your support, so thank you. If you'd like to support us as well, I'll put a link in the description. Now, electric cars catch fire significantly less often than gasoline and diesel powered cars and petrol and diesel powered cars. That's just a fact. I made a video about that, showing some facts. I'll put a link in the description below to that very scientifically researched video that shows you that it's much more likely if you're driving a petrol powered, gasoline powered car or a diesel powered car, then you're much more likely to be in a fire. Now, I remember I was in a car, wasn't really that old. I think it was about 10 years old. And I just started feeling like the seat behind me was really hot. I was sitting in the back seat. I was thinking, this is weird. Why am I feeling so hot? And all of a sudden, the car filled up with smoke. And I jumped out of the car. Or actually, all 5 of us jumped out of the car. There was 5 of us in the car. And then it set itself on fire. And who knows? I don't know what happened, why it happened. None of us know. Fortunately, the car was insured. And fortunately, we got out of there before it burnt us alive. Now, unfortunately, there's been a whole bunch of electric car fires. Still less than there are gasoline-powered car fires. Because remember, there's actually hundreds of thousands gasoline-powered car fires every year. But unfortunately, there's been quite a few electric car fires recently using a certain type of battery. And those batteries have been in these Ford vehicles and in certain BYD vehicles. And I'm a little bit confused as to why Ford chose to use these batteries. I said this, in fact, a long time ago. I remember making a video, would have been at least 12 months ago, saying, why have Ford chosen to do this? Because BYD make a different type of battery that very rarely catches on fire. And it's cheaper and it's better. Why would they choose to use the more expensive battery, which, as you can see, has more battery issues? Now, nickel-based chemistry batteries do have slightly higher energy density, but they don't last as long. And almost, I'd say, at least 95% of the fires we see in EVs are in cars with this battery chemistry. How many Tesla sells by far the most EVs, right? How many Tesla's fires have we seen in Tesla vehicles with lithium iron phosphate batteries? There's been a couple. Minuscule percentage, absolutely minuscule. So I'm baffled, and I'm still baffled to this day as to why Ford went to BYD, said, hey, BYD, can we use your batteries in our cars? BYD said, yeah, of course, absolutely you can. We make 98% of our battery production are lithium iron phosphate blade batteries. They're brand new. If you have a nail you stick a nail in them, they don't light themselves on fire. You can, look, there's a video here. We've driven over it with a truck, we've bent it, and it still works. It's amazing. It's our new chemistry. And Ford said, no, thanks. No, we don't want those. No, we'll take your nickel-based chemistry batteries, which you're not known for making. You don't make many of them. They're more expensive, but no, that's what we want. And Tesla said, BYD, we'll take the blade battery. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ford. We'll take production of that. Now, obviously, that's not exactly how it played out, but you can see my point. I don't understand their thinking. Since then, Jim Farley has recognized that that was a mistake. There's no doubt about it, because what are Ford doing now? They're now putting lithium iron phosphate batteries in the more affordably priced Mustang Mach-E. And they plan on building the first lithium iron phosphate battery factory in the world that will be built by a legacy automotive company using CATL's LFP battery chemistry. So this Ford here that was involved in this fire, well, you can guess it didn't have LFP batteries. A new video obtained by CNBC gives us a first look at the fire that engulfed a set of Ford F-150 Lightnings in a Dearborn, Michigan building lot earlier this year. Now, that video isn't now new, but it was new. And you can guess what type of battery chemistry those Ford F-150 vehicles had. Now, Ford stopped production, shut the factory down for over a month to try and work out what the issue was. This is it's like we're hearing the same old story repeat itself, aren't we? General Motors same issues. Hyundai and Kia, same issues. Volkswagen, same issues. They've all had it with these batteries. I don't understand why they continue to just say, no. We're just going to butt our heads against the wall. It's like headbutting a wall and just saying, no, I enjoy this pain. I'm going to keep doing it and hope for a different response. What's happened with the Mach-E? A recent fire involving a Mach-E in Poland presents an interesting case. Authorities reported that they successfully managed to extinguish the blaze and salvage a considerable portion of the vehicle within a few hours. Some EV fires can remain a concern for an extended period of time. Battery packs can burn for quite a while, as they have the potential to reignite, people say, even days after being initially extinguished. We've seen that a few times in the past, so that is actually true. These fires can be volatile, and battery-related incidents tend to be highly intense and challenging to extinguish. Often by the time the fire is fully under control, the vehicle has sustained significant damage, completely destroyed. It's almost an understatement. Sounds ridiculous to say that, doesn't it? But it almost is. The Corvette, plug-in hybrid, so-called Corvette E-Ray, right? The electric Corvette E-Ray. I made a video of that thing burning itself to the ground. It incinerated itself within a very short period of time, to the point where there is no possible way you would have known that it was a car. From the remains that were left over, there's no way you would have known. The only way you knew that that was a car was because the aluminium wheels were left. That was it. Everything else was just ashes. Literally ashes. This is the thing with plug-in hybrids. It's even worse because you're mixing a battery with a gas tank. Imagine how combustible that is. And that leads me to my point. People keep talking about these BYD battery fires, don't they? Right? There has been some. And I'm saying, yes, indeed, there certainly has. Guess what? Battery chemistry, those BYD vehicles had nickel-based chemistry. Guess what? They were plug-in hybrids. What an incredibly combustible mix that is. Put those two together. Voila, you basically have a bomb. Now, don't get me wrong. This is an exaggeration, of course. It's not a bomb at all. There's very few of these that are actually catching fire. But if it does, get out of there really, really fast. That's my suggestion. This video depicting the Mach-E after the incident shows the fire was significantly minimized, which was surprising. Very unusual, in fact. In order to prevent the fire from engulfing the Mach-E, firefighters elevated one side of it and continuously directed water onto the battery pack. The firefighters said the emergency crews were able to successfully mitigate the thermal threat within a total time frame of 2 hours. A spokesperson from KMPSP in Poland reportedly confirmed that the interior of the vehicle remained unaffected by the blaze, which is absolutely mind-boggling that they were able to do this. Kudos to these firefighters. They really knew what they were doing. But one of the key reasons why they were able to save so much of the car wasn't because Ford have some sort of magical engineering that prevented the car from incinerating itself. It was because fire crews were on hand within a matter of minutes. They were able to get to it really, really quickly. You can see in this separate video the firefighters spraying water under the car moments after the fire actually begins. So clearly the driver was very smart, and as soon as he could smell smoke or something was happening, he called the fire brigade immediately. Also say that instead of submerging the car, it'll be monitored in a parking lot while the battery temperature is controlled. That should prevent it from sparking again. And I'm guessing Ford's going to want to have a good look at this car to try and work out what caused this fire. Now, it wasn't an accident. If it was an accident, you wouldn't care. You'd say, okay, something has pierced the car really hard. It's caused this thermal runaway to happen. This wasn't an accident. This just burned itself, just started a fire for no apparent reason. So Ford's going to need to work out what actually caused this. Interestingly though, this is only the second electric car fire in the history of Poland. The second ever. So kudos Ford. I mean, you're not first. At least you're not first. You're second. The previous case involved a Mercedes in the city of Pomerania, which took crews more than 21 hours to completely extinguish. So yes, even Mercedes vehicles that are powered by batteries have fires as well. So if you're thinking to yourself, well, this is strange that there hasn't been any fires from, say, any Tesla cars in Poland. Maybe it's because Tesla doesn't sell cars in Poland, but actually, no, that's not true. So there's only been 2 electric car fires in history. One was Mercedes, one was a Ford. There hasn't been many Mercedes EVs or many Ford EVs sold in Poland. In fact, the number is very small. That is in stark contrast to Tesla's. Tesla actually sold 8 electric cars in Poland in 2014. They sold 21 in 2015. They sold 25 in 2016, 71 in 2017, in 2018, 53. The following year, 94. In 2020, 158. In 2021, they sold 922. In 2022, they sold around 1,250. And so far this year, Tesla has significantly increased its sales. In fact, in the month of March alone, it sold 733 electric cars. So if you put all those together, that's quite a lot of EVs from Tesla. Fortunately for their owners, none of those models have yet caught fire. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.